Ryan, go ahead.
Matt, can you just speak to the stretch where you made all those threes in the face of their run, and just how your team was able to respond to those moments?
Yeah, obviously they're pressing us, then they're either getting back into man, which they did most of the time, or matching the zone. If they feel good about kind of a position they have us on the court or being advantageous, they're going to get aggressive with those traps. But if we can get out of those and attack or move the basketball or get into transition and then just try to play off of that, we're able to get some shots. Obviously, we play off of, getting the ball in the post too. So if they overdo some things in the post, then we try to move the basketball against them. But I thought our guys, made some huge shots. Which wasn't just one guy. We had a lot of people step up, and obviously we shot better from three-point line than we did the free throw line, which is kind of scary or good, depending on how you want to look at it. But free throws count as one, right? And threes count as three, so it can end up being good. But we had a chance in that first half just to separate a little bit more from our free throws, and I thought Iowa's ability to get us on the glass and Iowa's ability to make their free throws, kept them where the game. I think the game was at 15 at that time, and I thought we should have been in a little bit better position because we were very fortunate because they were in foul trouble, and we were making some plays there, but we weren't capitalizing on everything by missing our free throws.
The last two games, you're getting contributions from everyone. I mean, it's not just. I think you went through a stretch there a few weeks ago where just one or two guys were carrying you offensively, but you feel like you're back to kind of the team you thought you would have at the beginning of the year where you could hit you from different spots.
Yeah, as the season goes, it's a long season, and it's really hard on the road, and it's really hard period when you're facing different teams and different styles, and the ball's not always going to go in, and you feel good about things. The thing that makes it hard, I think, for our players is that if guys don't get off to a good start, or guys don't play maybe as well, it kind of shortens their minutes a little bit. I think that happens with a deep team outside of your main guys. And, for us, we're able to, when Mason gets into foul trouble, we can go with Ethan, we can go with Caleb, we can go different ways. Zach obviously got in foul trouble, you have Travion. There's just an answer there in each thing. But we wanted to play a lineup to help us, break the press. We wanted to play a lineup that was going to put them in binds, especially on our front line, and we were able to do that. But no, it's a great luxury to have a lot of guys that you can go to.
Anything different about Isaiah the last couple of games, or just
he
take
gets,
advantage of the
he goes a long period of time. This is as much my fault as it is everybody else's fault, where he doesn't get a lot of looks. We got to know where he is on the court. I've said that from day one. Try and find him to get him some catch and shoots. And tonight, he was under control. He made a couple intermediate shots and they knocked down. But no, nothing, too different. We got a couple things that we'll go to run for him. We didn't even do that tonight. It was just kind of opportunistic, and he stepped up and made some plays.
Zach did a great job getting you off to a great start. It seemed like you had a lot more success getting the ball inside this time against them as opposed to last time.
Right.
Why?
I think, they didn't play their size as much so they could flip it on us on offense. There was it gives us a little bit of an advantage, but then we're at a disadvantage then. It really makes it hard for us when they put both the Murrays out there as their 4 and their 5, and they put a lot of skill out there. That really puts us in a bind. We got to get some different matchups. But, you would think in theory that we would have the advantage at the other end. So it's like playing cards. Who's gonna get that break right there? I think for a while we both were getting the offensive break, but then we weren't stopping each other. We were just fortunate that we, had the lead. And but no, it's difficult to guard those guys when they go small like that.
Probably didn't expect to be subbing Ethan Morton for Zach-Ade very often.
No doubt. They're trying to go offense, defense, but then you can get stuck sometimes when you go defensively. And then you got to come down the offensive end and try to run something with kind of a lineup that might not know everything. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they went through pretty long stretches early in the game without scoring much, and then when they got it to 4, you made several stops after that to kind of pull back ahead. All in all, were you happy with your defensive play?
It was all right. The big guys have to be able to adjust to guarding, smaller guys and more skilled guys. And then we have to have a better recognition and awareness of helping them also at times, like, you know, when guys are really skilled, like you got to be in there and help off of Bohannon, but then you're really not going to stop the ball. You're going to bounce off and stay with him. But the other guys, like you can get in there and stop a little bit more. You still don't want them to have a rhythm three. So we just got to get better at that. But no, we made enough stops at key times. You know, I wish we would have been more consistent defensively, but we made enough stops. The one thing that they did was they rewarded, you know, when we fouled them. You know, they made their free throws and we didn't make our free throws. And so like I think that was kind of the difference in the game, how the game kind of stayed, you know, pretty close, is that we kept getting good opportunities and then not making our free throws. And then they kept making us pay by making their free throws.
Do you have any thoughts as to why the foul shooting hasn't clicked on the road here the past 2 games?
I don't. You just got to do your routine and concentrate and knock them down.
There was a stretch there for them in the second half when one of the Murrays scored. It was a 15-point stretch where Chris had 10, Keegan had 5. With the two of them in there, what sort of dynamic is that for Iowa's line?
Yeah, it's really good from an offensive standpoint, just because, you know, when they stretch you out, they're going to try to post one of them on your smaller guy, and they're going to take the other one, whoever the bigger guy is, and take him out, rightfully so. And, you know, it's their ability to make threes, their ability to drive the basketball and score. Obviously, Keegan Murray is one of the best scorers in the country. It really puts you in a bind. And, like, you know, you have to kind of pick your poison on what you want to do. And they just were driving it and getting layups. We were fouling them. They were making shots. Chris Murray, you know, shoots 60% from the free throw line. He goes 9 for 9. You know, that was huge. You know, because a lot of times, you know, guys that do that, it kind of, you know, takes the wind out of your sail a little bit when you do things, and like now all of a sudden you don't feel good about it, like because you're missing free throws. Where they were building some momentum there. They just never could get to that point where they could take the lead.
You were able to make a bunch of plays in shot clocks. Is there a science to that?
Who's that now? Just Purdue
yeah.
in general?
Is there any kind of science to that? Is it just about somebody going out there and making a
Yeah,
play?
just having some poise and making a play. Eric Hunter had one. Isaiah had another one. Yeah, just, you know, keeping your poise, and you know, you got to give us a chance in those situations. Like, you just can't dribble around and do nothing. Like, drive the basketball, make two people guard you, get it out of your hands. You know, get that, at the worst, get a shot up. You know, get a shot up, give us a chance to rebound. But that's the time where you got to be aggressive and go get one. And that's what you want as a player. You know, you don't get those opportunities all the time in the course of a game. Now, when you see that and the clock's going down, man, I'm gonna create for somebody else. I'm gonna create for myself, but I'm gonna go create a good shot for our team.
Jaden showed that he's back to close to normal.
He made some huge shots in that second half, and they were rolling. Those are two big threes that he made. He made some nice drives, and he did some good things. He just didn't reward himself with the free throws. He makes his free throws. He has a superior game on the offensive end. So then, you know, I just took him out for a blow, but Isaiah played so well in that stretch, and then Ethan did a good job defending, and Eric was doing a good job against the press, and Sasha's so steady that I just stayed with him.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem.